So in this video, we're going to be covering the three main ways to pay for long-term care like assisted living. So let's check it out. Hi everyone, thank you for joining us. Attorney Brandon White here. On this channel, you're going to be finding information on all different types of legal matters that our firm handles, like elder law, split between two different playlists. So if you're new here, be sure to hit the subscribe button, ring that bell, so you don't miss any of the great content that we're going to be putting out like clockwork every week. I promise it'll be a lot of good information. Also in the show notes, you're going to find important links to critical resources that you can start planning for you and your loved ones. Check that out. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to drop a secret truth on you, okay? Brace yourselves because it's going to be shocking to most of you. You ready? We are all getting older. That's right, we're aging every day. And there may be a time down the road where you may need a little extra help getting out of bed in the morning, getting showered, getting dressed, feeding yourself, overall just taking care of yourself on a daily basis. Or, think about it, that might be your loved one now, like your mother, your father, your grandparents, your great-grandparents. My point is, it's nothing to be scared about. Instead, embrace that change will happen and just create a plan to protect you and your family. It's that simple. Now, you might be sitting there thinking, most of you are, and it's fair, hey, in our family, we take care of our own. So my loved one will just bring them in and we'll take care of them. That's our plan, right, as they age. Well, okay, and that's fair enough. But let's say their care needs or their medical needs just become too expensive or overly complicated than what you can handle or what you're qualified for. At that point, moving them or considering moving your family member into a higher level of care like assisted living where they can get the care they need 24/7 may be the best move. We call that long-term care planning, and it includes a variety of factors and considerations, like for instance, estate planning, making sure that you and your loved one have a will, a trust, a medical power of attorney, a financial power of attorney that are in place. Discussions that include the sensitive driving topic, right? When to take away the keys, when it's no longer safe for you or your loved one to drive. Having those discussions ahead of time. Discussing where your loved one would like to live, where they would like to age, what is their plan, and should their care needs require around-the-clock care, what is the plan for that? Addressing those long-term care needs. God forbid they have a long-term diagnosis like dementia or Alzheimer's, right? Learning how to plan and what their wants and needs and wishes are ahead of time are very important discussion topics. And then, most important, how to pay for this care, right? Creating a plan ahead of time. How are you going to finance this care for you or your loved one? Now, in Arizona, the assisted living help that I just mentioned can average anywhere between $3,000, $4,000, or even $7,000 a month. So how do you pay for it? Well, the good news is the earlier you plan, the more options that are available to you. So let's talk about those three options. The first option is private pay. Well, here it's a given. If you or your loved one have saved the money, they can fund their own care. And if that's you or your loved one, that's great. What I would recommend is reaching out personally and touring these facilities and homes to find the right fit for you and your family. But with the average care cost ranging between $3,000, $4,000, or $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 a month, even a solid middle-class American may run through their savings, paying or funding their own long-term care. So what are some other options? Well, if you're doing this planning for a loved one or creating this plan for a loved one, check to see if they have what's called long-term care insurance, right? So we get insurance policies out for vehicles, we get them out for our homes. Why not get those insurance policies that would pay a benefit for long-term care? So if you're doing this planning for a loved one, check to see if they've had them. If they didn't, or if you want to plan ahead, look to see if you're eligible, if your loved one's eligible, to apply now before they need it. If eligible and approved, and it pays a monthly benefit, that group with private pay may fully fund your care. So it's a great option. Okay, so we've talked about private pay and long-term care insurance, but let's say you don't have those as an option, or you're going to run out of money, you can't fund your own care. What other options are available to you? Well, the next category of options are under a category called need-based government benefits, meaning you have to qualify for them. There's several different types. First type is VA aid and attendance. VA aid and attendance. So hear me out. If your loved one or their spouse served our nation's military and that service included a period of conflict or war, then the VA will pay a monthly payment to that person or their spouse, which can be used to fund their long-term care, like assisted living. You have to apply for this program. There's the catch, and you need help with activities of daily living. But the good news is, if approved, the benefit ranges, depending on the veteran setup, between $1,200 to $3,000 a month in monthly benefits to pay for and fund care. So it's a great option. That's VA aid and attendance. The next option, if that's not an option or it's not going to be enough, is what's called Medicaid. We've all heard about Medicaid, right? Well, in Arizona, Arizona's Medicaid program is called ALTCS, ALTCS. That stands for Arizona Long-Term Care System. And it's Arizona's Medicaid in a way for pay for care. So you have to apply. But if approved, ALTCS will pay a majority of a person's medical and skilled nursing, assisted living, and even home health in some cases. So it's a great option, especially if you can't fund your own care. Here's the catch. You have to be medically eligible, meaning you have to pass a medical screening when you apply, which they're going to be looking for. Do you or your loved one need help with activities of daily living, right? Like we talked about today. But you also have to be financially needy, right? You have to meet a financial screening. So we'll cover those financial requirements in a different video because it's super complex. But suffice to say, generally speaking, for an individual, the income requirements are you can't have more than $2,000 in the bank when you apply. And as far as income goes, you can't have more than $2,300 in income per month coming in. If you're $5, $10 over, or $100 over, you're not going to qualify. And some planning needs to happen before you apply. So in those cases, if that is you or your family, I strongly recommend you reach out to an elder law attorney like myself to help you navigate that process before applying. Because there are legal, allowable ways to get someone ready to apply for ALTCS. So to recap, a lot of information. We covered what long-term care planning is, right? We talked about why everyone should have it. We talked about ways to pay for your own care. And there's a lot of different options available to you, but you got to start early. Was it helpful? We hope so. Leave a comment below. Do me a favor, leave a comment below and tell me about your personal experiences with long-term care planning, how you were able to get the discussion started with your family members. And also, if you're doing this planning or considering this planning for yourself and your loved one, how are you kicking off discussions? What are some of your thought process? What are some of your concerns? Love to chat with you below. And be sure to check out those links, resources I'm going to post as well to help you through that process. If we can help for any way, give us a call. We'd love to chat, 866-336-2078, or online at brandonwhitelaw.com. For now, attorney Brandon White signing off. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe.